Hi everyone, we have today another big box. This time it's not 32nd scale kit, it's a 48 scale kit. Nevertheless, it's still interesting because that's the latest special edition, limited edition from Eduard of F-14 Tomcat, famous American aircraft, and it's called, as you can see, Resin. On the top of the box we have this nice box art. I think it was done by Katerina Borecka, probably. On the sides we have all marking options which are included here. I will show you a bit more sharply. Then we have some, let's say, nameplates written on the sides. Here we see pictures of everything what's included here into the kit. As you can see, there are plenty of Resin parts, also large decal sheets for 5 colorful markings, as it's written here, and also color Photo-etched detailing parts and painting masks. It's a really huge box, and here it's written they didn't write the number of plastic parts. As you can see, it's written plenty of. I would focus the camera and now you see it properly. And also, what else? No dimensions of the model are written on the box. So that's classic top opening box, and I think it would be interesting because, I mean, we don't often have special editions of F-14, and aircraft itself is very interesting because of its shape and because of the marking options which are included into the special edition. Okay, so we'll open the box, and we have here a separate box for the Resin options and this huge box with various plastic sprues and everything. So let's check everything one by one, and we will see why it's so interesting. Oh, it's so heavy. I mean, seriously. Now I have to open the back. One scotch and another one, and we are done. Okay. Just a moment, please, because I have to remove all those parts on this huge bag, and then we will check them one by one. There are plenty of them, so get ready for the long review. As you all know, the special edition doesn't feature Eduard plastic. It's cooperation with, I think it was Hobby Boss. And what we have here is only Eduard Resin parts, Eduard Decals, which were designed but full design and printed in cartograph, and also Eduard Resin's, I mean P parts, not Resin's, because I already mentioned Resin's. Okay. So, bags, I mean everything is packed into the bags, and there are many of them. It will take some time to open all those bags, but it's worth waiting because, I mean, if you are familiar with this kit, it won't surprise you, but for me it's interesting because I've never seen this kit in person, let's say. That's why I will show all parts one by one. Okay, so here we have a fuselage part. Now you see it. Fuselage part features all recessed panel lines, as you can see, some nice holes. On the inside, of course, there is written nothing. Also, only this writing F-14A 148. What else? I mean, good quality part. Nice to see. let's move on. Then we have armament options. Those are 2 missiles sprues. You can see them here and here. As you can see, they would be assembled from 2 halves, so it's not a huge problem with those. Okay, what's next? I guess amount of parts here is more than 200 for sure, because there are many of them. Then we have this, I think it's air intake, which is packed into the foam so it won't be damaged, as you can see, because it has these sharp endings. Air intake itself features recessed panel lines and riveting, so it should look nice on the assembled model, I think. Okay. There is one more air intake. I think there is no need to show you this one, because they're absolutely similar. Then we have parts connected with seats, but I think it won't be necessary to show you them, because anyways they would be replaced with resin parts, which are way better in detalization. Even though I should say that those seats are also great for the out of the box plastic. I mean, they could be used if we didn't have resin options. And then we have separately molded nose cone. Which is also nice. Here I will show it. As you can see, no seams. Just nice nose. It's clever attachment points, so it should stand right on the fuselage. Okay. Then we have another set of missiles. Those are also provided onto 2 sprues, as you can see here. Really nice. And this one is molded as a one piece, so you won't have to glue any halves together. Then we have another missile sprue. Here we would have to glue 2 halves together because of the design of those missiles, but anyway, I mean, molding quality is really nice. Recessed panel lines, but they're not that much deep, so be careful during painting and priming this part. Then we have some cockpit parts. Here we have a cockpit parts. I will zoom it in. Now let's focus the camera. Now you see it properly. So here is the cockpit parts. I think those are wheels hubs and some other parts. Even the control stick is present here. Okay, we move on. We have another sprue. Which is not less interesting than other previous which we saw before. Those feature some engine parts. As you can see, they're molded with all due precision, but I think they would be replaced straight away by Resin parts. Here we have a dashboard, which we would be also replaced, and here is the other one. Both would be replaced with P parts, and also we have here a cockpit base, which is molded with those detalizations on the side, but I think they would be also replaced by P in order to achieve even higher detalization. Okay, another set of sprues. We have two similar sprues which are dedicated to the engines. I would show only one. Because of course they are absolutely similar. And here we have them. That's one side. And here is another one. So with careful painting and weathering and with some enamels, I mean lacquers, it would look really nice. And I think Eduard produced. Sorry for the interruption, camera was hot and I had to stop the video shooting, but nevertheless we are back. And we have here the sprues which we opened before the video abruption. You can see them here. They include external pylons and also I think those are external tanks. Everything is molded with really high precision. I mean, I like the quality. And I won't mention that there is absolutely no flash on these parts. I mean, that's molding quality on the top level. Then we have clear parts, which are packed not only in the plastic bag, but also, I will show you. Into the foam. You can see it here, which is secured with tape. I think I would have to remove it somehow. A moment. Here we have a front glass, which is molded rather nicely. I mean, those clear parts are really nice. Then we have give me a moment to get this foam back. Then we have, of course, a larger part, which has this typical shape of the Tomcat. I'll cut the foam because it will take a time, and we don't have a time for this. You want to see the model, not the foam, as some say. So we have here nice clear part. I mean, I wanted to say sprue, but it's only one part and very large one. As you can see, it's really nice, and Eduard includes into the set masks, traditional canopy masks, which would make it easier to mask those large areas of the clear plastic. Let's move on, because we have really plenty of parts left. Of course, not all parts would be used into the assembly process, but Anyway, it's really amazing to see such amount of parts included into this kit. Here we have several sets of the missiles as well, which are assembled from 2 parts, as you can see. I think that's all for those parts. Sprues are absolutely similar, so I think it's unnecessary to show the second one. Molding quality is absolutely the same, and the parts which are molded there are also absolutely the same. Then we have bottom fuselage part, which is molded in the form of this large piece. With the recessed panel lines, some riveting, and also here is just large engine area parts. Here we have this guiding lines for the wing parts, so I think they would be movable. And as you can see, we have here these pins for the wings. Parts are really nice. We have position pins as well, so it would be easy to align parts together. And overall quality is really good. Then we have rubber wheels. I think they won't be replaced by resin. No, they will be replaced by bracing parts, so I will show you only one rubber part, which would be replaced by resin. Also really nice. I mean, I'm surprised with the quality of it, because usually you don't see nice rubber parts included into the kits from various manufacturers, but this kit is obviously an exclusion from this rule, but I think it won't be comparable with percent parts, and we would see further in the review why. Here is the next sprue. I think that's the nose part. Also really nice molding with all those recessed panel lines in the place. Here we have even open areas. I think it would be possible to open them. On the inside there is approximately nothing, because as we saw, there is separate base for the cockpit. Then we have another sprue with armament. I have to mention that Eduard also supplies model with separate armament set. It's a bracing line, so we would review it in the future. But for now I would show you this plastic sprues which you get as this, let's say, base completion, base standard version of the kit. Okay. Then we have 2 sprues with some parts secured with foam. I would open only one, just to show you the parts and the foam. So that's just a small plastic part which is secured with the foam, as you can see here. Other parts are not worse, I mean, they're also good. plenty of small parts. I think even radome would be assembled separately, so you would be able to open the nose area. Still surprising that Eduard didn't consider producing resin analog for this part. Really nice. Another sprue contains some, I think that's the wheel bay parts. Here we can see them. Landing gear struts. Here is also some of them. Wheel hubs, which are irrelevant for us because we would replace them. I think here would be an obvious upgrade, if Resin, if Eduard would introduce bronze line of their landing gear struts, because it would be like a really complete ultimate set. We are coming to the last sets of the sprues, which are still interesting because they're dedicated to the timing. Okay, they're dedicated to the wing parts and tail planes and some other elements, as you can see. Really nice quality. Even though some pin marks, as you can see, present on some parts. So get ready for filling and sanding. Here the tailplane parts with recessed panel lines and riveting. I mean, that's really nice. And the last sprue, but not the least one, because those parts are huge. These are wing parts. Which are molded all together on the one sprue. And I think they feature a separate ailerons and flaps and everything due to the scale of this model. I mean, the size of this model, it's easy to replicate it here. Now you see it properly. Here is one wing. Here are ailerons and flaps. Here are also some of them. Here is I think that would be bottom part of wing. As you can see, navigation lights are also molded as a separate part, so you would have even better detalization with help of this solution. So that's all for the sprues, let's say finally. Then we have the small resin box. Let's open it. Inside we would find some pieces of the foam which secure. Here is a small part, as you can see. Again, sorry for this often video abruptions. I mean, camera is not so eager to shoot video more than specified period of time, let's say. Here air vents. Really nice quality. I mean, obviously better than kit ones. You would have to separate them from the base. Cover with the primer, I mean, all those basic procedures that you take with resin parts, but and final result would be really pleasing. And then we have those resin parts of the engine nacelles, and I don't even know how to show them to you properly. But believe me, there is some detailization inside. Even here I would try to take a photo which would show this detailization. Yes, you can see it here, which would show detailization even better. And then we have quite obvious part here, molded much better than the standard kits part, because it features all those nice lines inside and outside. All would be what would be required with this part is just careful separation. And of course painting and weathering. Then we have seats, which are also supplied in 2 sets. So again I would show only one, no need to repeat yourself and myself. And anyway, you would see like all photos in the article. Here is a backrest of the seat. As you can see, accurate molding, really nice. On the back there is nothing. And then we have main seat part, also really nice, with even some elements on the sides. And the seat itself, which obviously features more detailization than standard plastic, even here and here. Looks like a real seat, not like a plastic part, let's say. And we have wheels with separate hubs. Again, I will show only one, and of course I will show all hubs. Here are hubs. I think it would make it easier to paint those because they are separate. And here is the wheel. Give me a moment because there are writings. Yes, absolutely yes. Why I was confused, sorry. Because here on the walls you can see some writings and they're quite readable. It's written Goodyear Aviation Tires, and you can see here tire profile, really nice. I would try to cover it in the photos so you would understand the stylization of this part. So those were all Resin updates. Now let's move on further in the box. We have this nice assembling manual, which is done in this typical Eduard fashion. On the A4 pages, here we have a parts map. As you can see, 2P threads are included. We will check them further in the review. Everything is explained in clear fashion. Here we have explanation of which parts would be replaced with PE and resin. Of course, resin would be seats. Here is the radome, which would be assembled separately. And here are, by the way, those extra available sets for the F-14, as you can see. Those 2P threads, big scene weapon set, and also some remove before flight tags and seatbelts both are fabric ones. So then we have marking option guides, which are done in typical Eduard fashion. Mask application guide, then armament guide, and I think that's pretty much all here. Yes. Now let's move on to the P parts. I would show them, fast fashion, let's say. So you would just see what they look like, and you can check detailed photos on the website. As you can see here, cockpit parts, belts are supplied. I don't see belts here. Yes, they're here. Not usual, for the World War II fan. And here we can see some external upgrades, engine upgrades, and some, let's say, canopy upgrades, as you can see here. And this one would be for the radome, I think. Then we have a nice set of the masks, which are designed for the use with wheels, I suppose, and with canopy parts, and maybe even with some... No. I hope that it was designed for use also with some marking elements, but unfortunately no. Then we have a bag which is hard to open. Once again, excuse me for the video interruptions, because my camera doesn't allow me to shoot more than 10 minutes, and it was hot. So we have here a small decal sheet, and as you can see, it features not only the symbols but also the stencils. Really nice. Even those small stencils are readable, and they would really benefit your finished aircraft. It's printed by cartograph, so don't expect any problems with this. And the last one, but not the least one, literally, that's the symbols sheet, which contains all symbols needed for the marking options. As you can see, it has clever separations in the areas, so you can just cut the area which you would need for your marking option, and you don't have to fiddle around with other symbols. This sheet is also printed by cartograph, so quality is good. That's pretty much all for today, and check the full article on our website. I recommend it as usual, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching, and once again sorry for this video interruptions during whole shooting. Thanks again, and see you soon.